Trade Promotion Council of India TPCI organized a webinar on 17 June on the topic Leveraging PLI Scheme for Optimal Push to Large-Scale Manufacturing in India. Here are the 10 challenges being faced by the Indian dairy sector in this scheme. First, the baseline year must be financial year 21 and not financial year 20, as it is difficult to cross financial year 20 levels in financial year 22 due to COVID. Second, limits on investment must be reduced for dairy categories from rupees 100 crore to 15 to 20 crores per product category, and accordingly turnover need to be decided. Third, asset turnover ratio in dairy sector is less than 1:5, so it may be considered at 1:4 max. Mobilization of funds for the investment must be facilitated through this scheme. Fifth, bring all sector-specific schemes at one desk and let the ministries coordinate at the back end. Sixth, consider byproducts like butter and ghee also under the scheme. Seventh, be sympathetic to applicants' cash flow and reduce bank guarantee from 3% to 1%, as no bank gives bank guarantee to small and MSMEs without 100% coverage. 8. Financial year consideration for technical civil cost and plant and machinery must be aligned to financial year 21 only. 9. Category 3 may also cover quality certifications, market research and sampling cost in foreign markets. 10th. Ministry of Commerce must work with other governments to allow Indian milk products exports to other countries. Indian products are not allowed to be exported to almost whole of the developed world. The public issue of Dodla Dairy has been oversubscribed by 45 times, as the offer received bids of 38.8 crore equity shares against IPO size of 85.07 lakh equity shares on June 18th, the final day of bidding. The qualified institutional buyers have put in bids for 84.88 times of their reserved portion, and that of non-institutional investors 73.26 times so far. The net funds raised from fresh issue will be utilized for repaying of rupees 32.26 crores of borrowings. Dodla Dairy reported consistent growth over the last 3 financial years, both in terms of financial and operational matrices, with revenue rising at a CAGR of 15.98% and EBITDA at a CAGR of 11.81% during financial year 18 to financial year 20 by selling milk and dairy-based value-added products in the branded consumer market. It has operations in India across the 5 states Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra, while overseas operations are based in Uganda and Kenya. Chief Minister of Assam Himant Biswa Sarma held a meeting with Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department and reviewed the implementation of various schemes. He asked the department to propose 3 new schemes by July 7th to augment milk production and to stop imports of livestock products from other states. The department must boost the livestock sector in the shortest possible time to generate employment and amplify economic progress. The Chief Minister also directed to increase milch cow population in the state through the crossbreeding of local cattle with other high-yielding varieties. He also said that youths must be facilitated with funds and technical support to take up dairy farming in a cooperative model. He also asked the department to increase the number of artificial insemination of cattle through AI worker Gopal Mitras in all corners of the state, emphasizing the need to bring transformational change in the livestock and dairy sector in the state. Chief Minister said that the sector holds immense potential to generate employment and boost the economy of the state. Dairy farmers with the All India Kisan Sabha in Maharashtra started to protest over the low prices of raw milk this week. Since the start of the lockdown in Maharashtra, milk procurement prices have collapsed at the farm gate levels from rupees 30-31 per litre to around rupees 17 to 20 per litre for 3.5% fat and 8.5% SNF milk. Dairies on their part have blamed the demand destruction for the key reason to slash procurement prices. In their letter to the Chief Minister and the Ministry for Dairy Development, the Kisan Sabha has pointed out how the milk pouch price have not been corrected for the consumer despite a dip in procurement price. The Sabha has asked for a complete audit of the milk unions to find out if their claim of demand destruction is true during the lockdown. They have also asked for strict legislation against such drastic price dips. The farmers have demanded a revenue sharing model between the farmers and the dairies and also asked for single milk marketing brand in Maharashtra like Amul in Gujarat. Asking For a stop on the sales of toned milk, they have asked for strict implementation of laws against milk adulteration. Chobani is rolling out a Greek yogurt without sugar as the food maker doubles down on healthier offerings in demand. The company said Chobani Zero Sugar is the first nationally distributed product in the US yogurt aisle that has no trace of sugar. Each serving has 60 calories, uses only natural ingredients, is lactose free and contains 6 live and active cultures including probiotics. To create Chobani Zero Sugar, the Greek yogurt maker used milk that's been filtered to reduce naturally occurring sugar. Chobani then uses what it calls cutting-edge natural fermentation methods that allow yogurt cultures to fully consume the remaining sugar. It then adds monk fruit and allulose to give the yogurt a sweet taste. Chobani Zero Sugar comes in 4 flavors: vanilla, mixed berry, strawberry and blueberry. The Wall Street Journal reported in February that Chobani, with an annual turnover of $1.5 billion, is looking at a listing that it hopes would value the company at $7 to $10 billion. In the last 52 weeks ended May 29, total yogurt sales in US have increased 2.5%, while Chobani's growth during the same period was 7.4% as per Nielsen. As per Torsten Hem, founder of IFCN, carbon dioxide levels in the air are at their highest levels in 650,000 years, and we have seen 19 of the warmest years since 2000. Livestock and thus dairy farming undeniably contribute to greenhouse gas emissions (GHG). The GHG emissions of dairy farming account for about 2.2% of global GHG. IFCN research shows that emerging countries account for 75% of those emissions and for approximate 100% of its growth over the past 20 years. However, the dairy sector plays a vital role in providing high quality protein to billions of people and livelihoods to millions of farmers. The IFCN Dairy Baseline 2050 shows that GHG emission per kilogram of milk globally will decline by 28% worldwide, driven by the observed trend towards higher milk yields. As a result, growing global milk demand of 50% will only cause 8% additional GHG emissions in dairy farming in the next 30 years. The panelists came to the conclusion that carbon neutral dairy farming will become possible with fitting farming systems, improved farm management, better access to financial resources in combination with new technologies and a common dairy initiative. Global dairy prices in US dollar per metric ton were updated on June 15, 2021 in an event at Global Dairy Trade, New Zealand. It is down by 1.3% since last fortnight and average price index is US dollar 4,083 per metric ton. The prices for major dairy commodities are as follows: anhydrous milk fat US dollar 5,687 per metric ton with a growth of 0.6%, butter US dollar 4,612 per metric ton after a decline of 1.7%, cheddar cheese US dollar 4,328 per metric ton with a growth of 0.2%, lactose US dollar 1,240 per metric ton with a growth of 0.4%, skim milk powder US dollar 3,356 per metric ton after a decline of 1.7%, and whole milk powder US dollar 3,997 per metric ton after a decline of 1.8%.
Thanks for watching Dairy News 7x7 channel with news update from last 7 days. To continue receiving update from this channel, I Kuldeep Sharma request you to subscribe this channel and share and like the video, and also don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.